start these cake pops, I am going to make the classic white cake from Aldi. It's the Baker's Corner. I love shopping at Aldi. If you don't know that, I have a whole channel dedicated to Aldi. Anyways, I'm going to make the cake according to instructions. I like to bake in a glass pan. I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of vegetable oil, 5 egg whites, and instead of water, I am going to use milk, 1 1/4 cup of milk per box cake that you make. So then you just bake it according to directions and whatever kind of pan you're using. So I'm going to get this all mixed together, get it in the oven, and we'll let our cake cool, and that's where I'll meet you next. I'm putting 3 scoops in for 2 boxes of cake to start, and then we'll see what our consistency is. I'm gonna add 2 more scoops. Remember, it's always easier to add more than it is to take away. You can see it's very moldable. I'm gonna make uniform size balls. I do not weigh them, but you can if you want to be precise. I just make these for fun. Obviously I don't sell them. So even though I don't measure and like make sure it's an exact ounce or anything, I do use my tablespoon kind of as a guide, and then I make my balls from there. So I'm gonna stick all of these formed cake pops into the freezer. At least 15 minutes of freezing. I'm going to pull them out 1 tray at a time and dip them in melted almond bark. I really like to dip my sticks into the almond bark and then push them pretty far down into the cake pop. This not only allows the cake pop to have more hold on the stick, but then the almond bark kind of seals it, and hopefully you won't have your cake pops fall off in the almond bark. It always happens to me every once in a while, but this is the method I use to start dipping. And once they're dipped, you just start an assembly line, and you want to move fast because if your cake pops aren't frozen enough, it'll make it harder. You can always stick them back in the freezer with the stick on, and I'll show you my trick for if you get too much of the coating onto your cake pop. You can always take a butter knife and kind of hit it on the sides of the stick and gently tap off excess coating. It really depends. Do you like to have a lot of candy coating onto your cake pop or not? And before the candy coating or the almond bark dries, you definitely want to put the sprinkles on. Cal's trying the very first one, a very messy one. Is it good? It fell apart while dipping. Lucky boy. Another option is to get a cake pop stand like this and have them with the cake pop up instead of down, but I find that much harder to manage. This is definitely a crowd-pleasing snack. My daughter brought these to school for her birthday. My older daughter also recently brought these to her last volleyball game, and kids gobble these up. I highly recommend you make these, and if you're wondering how we transport them, metal tin with aluminum foil. If you enjoy sweet things, you should check out these cinnamon squares from Joanna Gaines. Thank you so much for watching. Chow down and ciao!